Plab 1 test, or the new UKMLA, which are basically the same thing. Many people thought that the new UKMLA is going to be different, but sources from the GMC confirmed that it is going to be very similar to Plab 1, with the same approach and the same topics. In this video, I will tell you about my own experience with the Plab 1, I will tell you what I did to pass and how it was. My tips and tricks to pass. But first, please guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you go and click that little bell button to be notified every time I post an interesting video. First thing I want to do, I want to show you my score. Right now, you can see it on the screen. See how I got much more than the average. And I scored way more than what I actually expected and what is required to pass. The average for this test was 129 and the passing score was 113. I got 153. In the percentage, you can see that my assessment I got 87 while others got 71. Management I got 84 while others got 70. And finally, the knowledge and experience, I got 81 while others got 71. Okay, let's start with how I prepared for this test. I only did the Plappable. I got the full membership with the gyms and the card and everything. I started doing the question banks, one topic at a time. For example, I started with cardiology because it is my favorite actually. The reason why I wanted to start like this, out of the blue with the questions, I wanted to check my information and see how much I remember from university and really squeeze my mind to find the answer. Unlike knowing the answer because I just read it a few minutes ago. I kept a notebook with me to write down all the new informations I found and to connect things with each other. I need to tell you something, is that in case you are doing this method and you answered many questions wrong, do not get nervous. That is actually normal. You should not feel low because, at the end, you are just testing your previous knowledge, the one you have before you started really diving into the Plab. And also, if it takes you a lot of time, it is completely normal because under every question, you will find a paragraph for you to read. Read it, guys, you really have to. Read it well. And also go to the revision guide, linked below. Every question there is a link, revision guide for it, Read it as well. Sometimes you can reach a topic where you will find yourself very weak. But that is okay, at least now you know where you are the weakest. Your weak spots that needs to be fixed. Depending on your current knowledge, for example, if you scored high, let's say in gynecology, but very low in ethics, now you know that you have a lot more effort to be put in ethics. When I finished all the topics and their questions bank, by now I have had a good and decent notebook to read. I started reading my notes and also I started reading the topics I felt are getting repeated the most. After I finished my notebook, I opened their revision guide. They have a revision guide on their website and on Plappable, and started reading it chronologically. Aside to that, I had my notebook. If I found anything new, I would write it down in my notebook. Because honestly, guys, you might read 10 revision guides and only find 3 new lines of information that you never heard about. These lines, you should write them down in your notebook, and repeat them in the future, okay? After I finished all of this, I did a mock test. I only did one mock test from their website, and I scored 75%. It was good, and I was really happy I passed. But after this mock, I realized where are my weak points. I was able to, feel myself. The diseases that look alike, the comparisons, I had a serious problem with that, and I didn't deceive myself. I decided to check their gyms. To be honest, they have bars and charts and graphs, a lot of things helpful to study and to memorize things in the gyms. Even some information that were not included anywhere else actually. However, you guys have to be careful. Some slides in the gyms contain wrong information, or there is, some sort of discrepancy with other things they have mentioned. I used to report these, and I would always get to respond, and they would mostly get corrected. Here are some examples of corrections I have made to their gyms. Right now, you will find 5 screenshots about their responses. Just look at the time and date. You will be able to tell that they were over a long period and not at the same day, all of them. Like I said, every time I saw something wrong, I reported it and they would fix it straight away. So just be careful with this. Other than that, the gyms are actually very helpful. After I finished all the gyms, I continued with their mock tests. I think there was approximately 18, 19 mock. I did all of them, which, they are also considered to be a revision to the question bank. After I finished the mock, I would go back to the questions I answered wrong and put this little red flag on them. Try to understand why I made a mistake. What is it that I don't know? If I found anything new, also I would put them in my notebook. Once I finished everything, now I have this huge notebook filled with notes and details and things. This was my main source of revision. Now, the last 2 weeks before the test, I made sure to revise all the flagged questions, the one that I got wrong from the mock tests. And also, I made absolutely sure to go through my notebook thoroughly. Another thing I found interesting are these. Let me show you guys. These are my flashcards. In Plab, you get asked about management a lot. Therefore, I made these, okay? Whereby in the front, I would write name of a disease or anything. And on the back, I would write the management of it. They were really helpful. I made tons of them. They helped me to save time and to be quick. Like a pop quiz for my own self. I had exactly 4 months to prepare for this test, and I think they are more than enough. You see, I had part-time job, and I used to go to the gym every day, and I used to work on my social media. All of that while I was preparing for the test. I just really knew how to manage my time, and I think this is the key. During the test, I have to ask of you to be quick. Trust your instinct, because it is a speed test, guys. It is really a speed test. You see, while I was doing the test, if I came across a question that was a bit too hard, or I'm not very sure of it, I would put a sign next to it on the question sheet, and on the answer sheet, I would put small dot in the space of the most likely answer based on my judgment. I didn't fill the whole space of the answer. I didn't fully highlight it or shadow it. This little circle they put, no. I just clearly put a dot in it, in the middle of it. When I finished all the questions, I had only 2 minutes left and I could not go back to the question sheet. So what I decided to do, I decided to quickly go through the answer sheet and just really fill the previous answers, the one that I had previously put a dot in them. I just trusted my instincts, because really I didn't have time to do anything else. Some people had time, yes, some people were able to manage and to go back to the question sheet. I didn't. And that's it, guys. This is my experience with the Plab 1, which is soon to be the new UKMLA. Please guys, if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, go to the comment section, put down anything you have for me, and I will be really happy to help. And guys, stay safe.